my friends actually asked me many times actually what are all the design and implementation audit checklists. Actually, see for example, in case of SAP implementation or design, what are the things to get audited? So I decided to prepare a video based on this, and I have summarized some few points which are very important to consider for design implementation audit checklist, and which is used for those who are in audit fields. So, below are the things actually design and implementation, right? Actually, we need to determine proper planning has been formalized. So we has to ensure a clearly established functional or geographical approach has been established or not, and whether the structure methodology has been adapted or not. And we need to check or ensure a top down plan has been developed to address the system integration issues, and whether SAP release dates have been taken into consideration as a part of the plan. And does the plan consider the time to perform a post implementation review or not? So these points will come under determine proper planning has been formalized in the SAP implementation or a design phase. For which audit check is to be considered. And next determine proper organization and staffing for the team has been completed or not. So this will tell us whether the steering committee has been organized to include all the functional business areas, and have enterprise-wide standards have been met, or anything has been overruled, or users assigned to the key project managed. Actually, the users assigned to the key project management positions are properly entitled or not. So, whether the integration team has been established with the members from all the function areas, and the proper coordination between the integration team and the functional areas has been achieved or not. So, whether the technical team has been established separate from the functional team to share the technical responsibility and to ensure standard techniques that are employed in the project or not. And then is the staff size, right, team size, appropriate for the scope of implementation? Say five to seven members for each core module, or depends on the project work or project team work. The team per module, no, the team number of persons per the team is been, we need to ensure so that those things are properly followed in the project management or not. So these will help the audit people to ensure whether the project management practice has been followed or not, whether the overwork has been allotted to a particular single consultant, or it is properly distributed among the consultant, for that proper staffing has been, resourcing has been established or not. So this will give the complete picture, and determine if adequate training is conducted or not. So in that topic, we need to review the training program to ensure that is adequate and address all the functional areas and the scopes, and then ensure the training that the training approach is integrated into the project methodology, and ensure the adequate time for all levels of training is scheduled or not. And then actually, as a fourth point, determine if the project is properly controlled through budget, quality and schedule. So in these areas, actually, that is budget, quality and schedule, and project control area. So we need to ensure or the standard project control tools and document formats used across the team to ensure the consistent communication and minimize the impact of the team turnover. And then actually, or weekly or even daily cross team progress meetings held along with a monthly steering committee meetings to communicate the status and resolve the issues. So proper calls have been discussions or scheduled or not. So those are to be checked by the design and implementation audit teams or the project audit teams. Or the issue logs are used to resolve the project delays and ensure that the consistent implementing methodology across all teams is being employed, and is a project measured by the work plan task and deliverables rather than the hours spent. So really actually the whether the project team has a good work plan task and deliverables they have formulated, or otherwise they just wasted the project estimated times, or we need to determine those things. Actually, wastage of hours is not at all in the time. So, or support systems such as Lotus Notes or email Outlook established at the beginning of the project or not. So these checks are very important, and then determine to what extent re-engineering has been employed in the employed or deployed in the project work. So if the project team is going through a large re-engineering effort, ensure that it is completed prior to the beginning of the SAP implementation process. So it should be properly completed and ensured, and it should be intimated to the stakeholders. Otherwise, the change can be incorporated during the analysis and design phases. So we need to have a proper audit check, and then ensure that all re-engineering process are formally signed off. So that is very important, and then determine if adequate global design is completed. So we need to have a practice and process globally or harmonized along with the SAP functionality. It sticks with the global SAP functionalities or not, rules and regulations achieved by the teams, and then have a worldwide representative on the project that has been present during the prototyping and joint application development. So that is called JAD. We are normally calling as a JAD, joint application development sessions, to ensure that system decisions are properly conducted or not, and or the key system checkpoints mapped to the global design to ensure the system meets the needs of each region. So that is important. Actually, if you are going for regional wise implementation or rollout, actually we need to check whether the project goals has been achieved, meets the expectation, and the regional country wise expectations that is expected in the project. So the expectation should be matched or not, we need to check that. And then are the use of prototyping and playbacks used to validate the design or not, and whether we have a key data item such as material number, customer number, chart of accounts, and company codes have been standardized, or it is not it is not properly not in regulation. So these things to be checked, and then actually determine if proper integration has been designed into the system. So we need to ensure if an overall integration plan has been deployed and reviewed by the integration team or not, as the integration team has been involved throughout the project or not, or the integration point tested throughout the project or not. And then as a eighth point, determine if the SAP software is properly configured. So these tell us the organization hierarchy has been properly established within the SAP as an initial steps. So this is very important. Without the proper alignment of organization structure, we cannot progress further, right? Actually, this is to be maintained. Otherwise, actually, many deviation at enterprise level will have a immense effect on client satisfaction. It will distract the client satisfaction. So we need to properly map the organization structure of the client, and then we need to have an modification to the SAP supplied software has been completed or not. If completed, determine the risk impact of each modification. So risk analysis to be followed, and then are the cross checks conducted periodically for the table level configurations with all the team members we need to check. This is mainly when actually during the cutover and all, actually we need to check all the data at the table level, and we need to give proper acceptance, I mean, from the audit team. And all the checks conducted to ensure that table and filter structures are consistent across all the locations. And then actually as a ninth point, determine if matrices are used to define the job functions and proper separation of duties. So properly the duties are scheduled among the uh, different functional teams and technical teams or not, and whether it is concentrated towards one particular team or it is distributed. So normally actually the work should be distributed, then only we can achieve the goal. Without teamwork we cannot ensure the success, right? So that is important. And finally, as a 10th point, determine if data ownership responsibilities are defined for the SAP objects, such as fields, etc. So the audit team can have this control on all these areas, actually the implementation, then the data objects, and then fields and everything. So I think actually this video will help us, I mean, help those who are interested in audit, or those are willing to work in audit field, right, for SAP design and implementation projects. I think this is very useful. Thanks for watching my videos. This is Shivakkumar signing off.